Hey, happy Saturday, everybody. Happy new moon too, I think. Aries new moon. So, this is Smith from Soul Pathways, and I wanted to come back in and cleanse this a little bit. And share a little bit more of my unconventional love story. I don't know about you guys, but the energies have been completely ramped up because of the moon. Haven't they? Yeah. So, so I cuss. I'm an earth angel. Who cusses? Yes, I do. If that bothers you, you might not want to watch my videos. It's about the only thing that I do. I'm very direct, I'm very candid. I cuss, but I don't do much else. I mean, I like chocolate, but I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do drugs. I don't have a criminal record. I'm not a bad person, despite what everybody would love to say about me, because I stick up for myself and others. And I'm going to touch on this for just one brief second. I know a few of my videos since Wednesday have been short, like 20 minutes, because I have been addressing straight up some things that have been going on with the gang stalking. And I don't beat around the bush, and I don't mince my words. And I know that when I am curt, that really gets people's goats. That's okay. It shows me who the karmic readers are. Not that I didn't know, but this just clarifies it for me. And I mean, and it proves all my points. Everything I've shared about people and humanity, it is shown. Based off of people's response to my videos, where I stand up for myself against people who are bullying me. Because I'm not about to sit back and be anybody's welcome mat, and I wouldn't expect that of anybody else. And because I don't do it in a way where I'm like everybody else, I'm not everybody else. And neither are you. We were all made different. And quite honestly, I don't want to be you. And you shouldn't want to be anybody else either. And if you are wanting to be other people, well, that's a big fat red flag that you need some help. And I mean that like in a, like you're wanting to truly be somebody other than yourself. I don't mean like you have aspirations to want to be somebody else. That's completely, I mean, that can be normalized, right? backing the bus up because I hear a beeping. So, no, that's not what I was saying. But when you're out here, you're trying to mimic somebody, which is happening to me. I've had my identity stolen. I'm going through literal hell. The things I am going through, I am sticking up for myself, and I have readers out here actually who are triggered by how I'm addressing myself, inciting violence on their channels through their reactions. Don't worry, God sees them, and I'm not going to address it any further than that. You know who you are, and don't worry, judgment's been called. I'm not worried about you. I've been saying since the beginning, many of you are acting outside of your typical character, and I'm capable of holding space and grace for you, which is something you're incapable of doing for me. And I will leave it at that. What you guys have to say about me is neither here nor there, nor is it any of my business, and nor do I care. I don't need anybody's validation. But it is part of my unconventional love story, because it is why I needed to learn to love myself. Why? Because I've always known I'm different, and that I have a whole bunch of people out there who have always seen me as different since I was obviously a baby, and give me heck for everything. Just everything. I'm not even allowed to defend myself. Well, screw you. With all due respect, screw you. If it were you, I would say more power to you. I support me, and God supports me, and God loves me. Because God sees what's going on here as much as I see it. And I am not the only one who sees it. Let me be frank and clear. I am not the only person on earth who sees in this community what I am going through. There are others who see it. My unconventional love story is not a story based on romance alone, although it leads that way. It's a spiritual story based on my journey back to self through learning to love God. It's my connection with God, who taught me to love myself. He showed me who I was. He showed me all my gifts, gave me new ones. I'm still getting new ones. He's waking me up, shaking me up, and many of you don't like it. And that's okay. You don't have to like it. You know how many times growing up, there were lots of things I didn't like. You know what I didn't like? I didn't like being left out of everything. I didn't like being talked about all the time behind my back. I still don't like being talked about behind my back, but now I don't care. Why? Opinions are like Kleenex. You pull one out and there's one right behind it. I could wipe my ass with it. Your opinions don't matter to me. They're just that. opinions. The only ones that matter are mine and God's. That's it. Period. I don't care about anybody else's. And those are the facts. I've not liked a lot of things. I don't like the way people treat me. Do you think I just woke up one day and started treating people badly? I didn't start this. I was born and I've been being watched and mistreated. And I'm not defending myself. I'm just not. That's not why I'm here. Remember, this is my story. If you don't like my story, then click off. But here's the thing. My story is meant to help people because I'm not the only one going through this. Around the world, there are multiples and multiples of people going through the same exact BS I am. You're inside a group, a city, a community that keeps you this small, and they want you to stay in a box. They want you to stay invisible. They want you to continue being the cinder girl or the cinder boy. They want you to stay sleeping beauty or sleeping handsome. They want you to be the money maker. They want you to stay spineless, voiceless. They want you to be the worker. But don't question. Don't question anything. Just be a workhorse. Don't be better, but be good. They'll be happy for you as long as you're not better than them. And even then, it won't be real happiness. You know what I don't like? Being surrounded by fake people. People smile in my face and stab me in the back. People who lie to my face and act like they give a flying hoot and they don't. People who steal from me. People who do black magic on me. And these are people who said they loved me. People who said they loved me actually even betrayed me. Like deeply and horribly. Family members. Fathers, mothers, sisters, brothers, cousins, aunts, uncles. School systems, cities, authority figures, people that we're always taught we're supposed to and can trust. I have had no ability to trust during my journey with God. And the response from them has been laughter and that I'm crazy because I'm showing my emotions. I say I'm not allowed to be upset. I'm not allowed to tell you to fuck off. Well, too bad. Fuck off. Quite honestly, your underhanded, covert tactics, the whole idea that you're only able to do the things you do when you do it in numbers is really silly. And I have noticed. I mean, it's patterns. You didn't think when I posted those videos that I didn't realize in posting them that there could be a probability of getting a pushback from you guys? Yeah. But I went, so I got God. I don't read your comments. I'm usually deterred from your sites. I don't watch. I know. I innately know where the stalkers are, where the bad people are. And I stay away. I don't need to deal with it. I got enough on my plate. I know you're out to get me because you want to see me fail. But God said no. When I say no, that's Him saying no. He's using me as a mouthpiece. I don't mince my words when I tell you I'm a chosen. I have a contract. I'm here to do work. He made me get education for a reason. And I like public speaking for a reason. If you talked with any of my family members and they could be honest for any amount of time, one thing they could say honestly about me was that I was capable of talking in front of people and singing in front of people and doing a lot of things in front of people without problem. I have no problems singing in front of people, talking in front of people. I even lectured for a day at Oakland University in front of people. It was part of my master's program. And I did damn good. I got an A. Gave an entire meditation that day. I led it. It was a guided meditation. People were falling asleep left and right because of my voice. And I'm thinking about doing that because of my voice. But we'll see. I have a group of people that stole my identity for a reason. They stole it because of money and greed. They wanted not only money, inheritance, they wanted spiritual inheritance. They wanted what I was meant to do with God. They just didn't realize that I had the amount of protection that I had, and I was who I was. Now you do. Now you do. And you're mad. I'll validate that. Mad is an okay emotion to have. What's not okay is spreading lies. And diagnoses when you don't even have degrees in that area, which is what a lot of people seem to be doing when they don't have the counseling degree. They don't know crap about crap about crap. You know what they're doing? That covert tactic I was talking about. This gang stalking tactic. Trying to get everybody and their brother to believe a certain thing about the girl who has emotions and is sticking up for herself. I'm not going to let anybody, and I do mean anybody, pick on me or my kid. You're also not going to take what's rightfully mine and get away with it. You're also not going to sit around online and tell the world what you think I am without having any proof, any, that isn't doctored or fraudulent, because I know any proof right now is frauded. It's fraud. There is zero proof. None. Big fat zero, and that's backed by God. on me, because I'm sane as the day is long. What I am is somebody who's been through a lot of stuff that I've had to heal, and I'm still going through stuff, which I have openly already admitted I need to keep healing. Hard to heal when you guys keep poking at it, but I'm still somebody who does it daily. I literally just did it before I got on here. Every day, for years, clockwork, years. I have been doing this since like 2015, even probably before that. I was doing it during my master's program. And that I started in 2010. I'll admit, I wasn't as regular then. That started maybe around 2015, 2016, and became more and more regular around 2018. And that's when it really picked up. So at least for the last decade, I have been a daily, if not double daily, and all day, talking to God every day. I mean all day, every day. You're not talking to somebody who's ordinary. And I mean that kindly. That's not meant to frighten anybody. I've never hurt anybody. If anything, I'm defending myself against people who have hurt me. Keep that in mind. My story is one about the things I have suffered, so I can help others move forward with it. So in 2021, my identity was stolen by somebody I thought was my friend. And I'm highly suspicious that the collapse of my entire family out of my life was due to them, meaning him and his family, who are all involved in dark magic, occult. I heard Bohemian Grove and Eastern Stars. Could be, don't know. Could be just energy vampires for all I know. But they cover it with church. They go to church. Satanism, but it's covered with church. Dark arts, covered with church. I'm not joking you. It's dark arts covered with church. It's like leading a double life. So there is a gentleman who has a double life out there, and nobody in the community really knows this. He looks like you and anybody else around you, like everybody you talk to. But it's like, any other serial killer. At night, the same family starts doing crazy stuff. And I kid you not. Where am I pulling this from? I wouldn't know. I'm being given this information. Because the cops could even come look at my computers and things and see I've never even researched this person. That's how. The most I've ever done, and I don't even think I've done it recently, within the year or maybe year and a half. And I don't even know if I still have it anymore. I just looked at the texts from Messenger. I'm telling you right now, I'm not what everybody says I am. What I am is the victim, and the tactic being used is Darvo. It's a tactic that's deployed where the victim is made into the perpetrator and the perpetrator is made into the victim. It's very covert. It's done in such a way during gang stalking, employed during targeted gang stalking by groups who work together and make reports together and everything against a singular person to make them out to seem crazy to a world that doesn't know any better. Not happening. I've got your number. So does God. And I'll take my identity back, thank you. I will be getting a new Social Security number. I absolutely am going to get some witness protection at some point. I am going to get some help from the FBI or the CIA here. I am. I called the FBI. Sure did, September of 2025. I do believe that was the year, wasn't it? I know it was September. Yeah, 2025. Because it started in August, between June and August of 2024. Which seemed to wrap in with the second guy. So I left the first friend in June of 2020. Was it 2023? No. 2024. Yeah. Yep. So June 4th of 2024. I actually wrote a letter and everything to that Facebook friend. It was more than he ever did for me. We broke things off. It was like January 6th or 7th. Same year, 2024. And I told him I would leave, that I would leave the light on for him, meaning the door cracked open, that I was moving forward, but that the door was open. I wasn't shutting him out, but I had drawn a boundary, because I knew something was up. I guess he didn't like that, because I never heard from him again. I still haven't. However, I do believe I've seen him here in this state. See, he always told me he was from South Carolina. Oh yeah. Although I always wondered, is he really from South Carolina or North Carolina, Charlotte? I always wondered. Charlotte kept coming up, with ties to Virginia or New York or California. He said his mother was in California at some nursing home, he told me once on the phone. I didn't know how much. I didn't have reason not to believe him, but now in hindsight, I don't think that was the truth. But I left June of 2024, June 4th, which was our, it would have been our 4-year friendship anniversary. Except, I feel he's been watching me longer than 4 years at that. Now, I think this man has been watching me since before, at least 2018, if not longer. In fact, there is just this dread in me that there's a deep relationship here that I'm not aware of. And if what I feel inside is true, it's really heartbreaking how he treated me then, if my feeling is true about that relationship. Because I was born with, I have 2 last names on my crib card. I seen the crib card with my own physical eyes. And I don't think I was meant to. And I know my mom, she didn't know how to get out of that one, but she came up with the story. I haven't given that last name, but I have. I have, but I haven't. Not yet. Not outwardly on a video yet. I really am wanting to do get some answers towards it. Be nice if somebody had some backbone enough to give me some answers. Hint, hint. So, I said I seen him here in Michigan. He's from South Carolina. I think the first time was in August. It looked similar. So that's both were, but they look similar. So it's not 100%, but they sure do. Especially the second time. Drove off like a in fact 3 times now that I'm thinking about it, but that last time not as much because he was a younger version, so kinda but not. Very cocky, that last one, too. Completely pretended like I didn't exist. Black pickup truck. The first 2 times, white pickup truck. Last time, black pickup truck. Second time, white button-up shirt. Standing by the dumpsters. Over here. Talking with somebody by Meyer. And I drove behind Meyer that evening to come home after shopping. It was late. And I happened to drive past this person who was talking with another man who was taller than him. I was going slow enough. The next thing I know, white pickup truck flies by, literally like a bat out of hell, and speeds off. So June 4th of 2024, gone, and then by June 28th, in comes second guy. And by this time, I'm already knowing that I had asked for a kingdom spouse, and I was told that a new guy was coming in, soulmate. I thought this might be him. But anybody who comes in through the spam box of Facebook was questionable. Yeah. For some reason, just something, I don't know if it's my mission here to do these things, but it was like, okay. I was inclined to answer. Even though I knew this guy was going to try and scam me. Yeah, that first conversation was really interesting. I mean, he was very perfectly normal sounding in that very first conversation. I mean, I checked him at the door, and he's like, tried that whole, okay, well, I'm going to walk away then, and he played my bluff, and then we wound up talking, and next thing you know, we're friends. Lee. I wouldn't even say friends, just friendly. And next thing you know, he's love bombing. And we're love bombing. And I'm aware. Here's the thing with this second one. I told him I was aware. What I don't think he recognized, because I was very honest, I told him I'm an earth angel. I think he thought I was a damn nut. Most people do. But I'm very honest about who I am. I love being God's daughter. Best dad ever. I don't think he ever intended to fall for me. And I don't say that with ego. I think slowly but surely he started to like me, and I think that took him aback because he didn't want to. He didn't. He really just wanted to scam me. And when you start liking the person that you're trying to hurt, that's complicating. Because you're like, how can I hurt this person now that I am finding I like? Because he became very, he quit the love bombing. He actually started going in the opposite direction, and he started getting belligerent and mean with me. His narcissistic tendencies began to, and the fighting between us really amplified, and I don't think I really got to, I don't think he was who he said he was. I think it was all lies. But God has confirmed that the real him, there's a him that he showed, a fake, and then the real him underneath, there was a part of him that liked, and that scared the shit out of him, and he didn't like that at all. I didn't really recognize at the time. I just thought, what a jerk. He came off very jerky. Very controlling. Yeah. I mean, it only took him 2 weeks to pull the scam. From the moment I met him, it was mid-July before he asked me to. I mean, he insinuated like all his friends' wives were doing this big money transfer from where he was through the gates of, you know, New York air, you know, LaGuardia. Huh. Okay. And would I do it for him? I have an unmarked something about an offshore account with papers and money. 16 million, he said. And he wanted me for 20%. That was my cut. 20. Because I told my son, and we did the math. I just wanted to know how much that would equal out. Do the math. Now I'm realizing that was actually my money in that offshore account. That's my inheritance. Sure is. But that's if that money exists. I think. I said no. I'm not a dummy. He's like, you'll never get stopped. Oh yeah? I'm not doing it. No. Talking with him became no fun. I mean, it was every time I chatted with him, he wanted to know if I would do that for him. He told me the whole process. That there was a guy who would show up with the bag, and I would just take the bag, and nobody would check me. Nobody would check me. I'm just an average, ordinary, everyday person. Nobody and their brother would ever check a blonde chick at LaGuardia for $16 million. Are you joking? Are you fucking joking me? You're asking me to commit a goddamn crime so huge I could wind up in prison forever. You're not that damn good looking. I mean, for real. Quite frankly, soulmate or not. And then I went to my dad, God. I said, why are you sending me soulmates like that? He was actually supposed to choose me over that kind of lifestyle. 44 on the timer, and he didn't choose right. That's 2 men who didn't choose right. It seems he chose the whole lifestyle over me anyway. It's okay. 3 is a charm. You know, I'm never going to be somebody who gives up on love. Just not. I know that I'm somebody who, regardless of all what people see here, inside my chest is a very good heart. I'm a good person. I've never hurt anybody. You're never going to read anything on me. This person committed these crimes and blah, blah, blah. I'm not a psycho. A lot of projections going on out there. What I am is somebody who's been mistreated and abused practically her whole life. I've been undervalued. I've been told I'm not worth much. And I've been fighting in the dark and healing in the dark for a long time. I'm not going to apologize for my journey. I'm proud of myself. I've come far and a long way. And I know that there are things I do, like the swearing and that. I'll work on my mouth, but I'm not out here making anybody or judging anybody for who they are or telling them they need to change. I am, though, handing messages from God. That's what I am as a truth speaker and a prophet. And again, 4637, which is 1010. I know many of you don't believe that. I don't care if you believe that. I was given confirmation of that back in 2024. Was it 2024? No, it was 2025. January of 2025, I was given confirmation of that. And I'm getting confirmation right now. My whole body's heating up because I'm also a healer. And what do we know about the prophet? The prophet is never accepted within their own hometown. So I expect that the people here won't ever say anything nice to me, regardless. And that's why I'm trying to figure out a way to move. I have to move. So I'm going to. God's going to do it. I don't worry about such things. When it comes to manifestation, the how of manifesting anything, if you study the law of attraction or any of the spiritual laws, the how is left to the universe. You're not to worry. I mean, they when it was described to me, they made it akin to placing an order online or something. And they're like, you wouldn't place an order online for something you wanted and then every day call and be like, how is that coming to me? Is it ready? Is it coming? Is it ready? Is it coming? How is it coming? Where is it coming from? How is it coming? How is it coming? Where is it coming from? Because you're so doubtful. Doubtful in the carrier, doubtful when it's coming. You placed it because and you just have faith and you know that it's going to come, it's going to show. That's the kind of faith you have to have in God. As if you paid God to bring this through for you. So, when God tells you He's going to do something for you, He's going to do it. So, in January 2025, I was told I was a prophet. That's when I found out. That's when it was revealed to me. Doesn't mean I haven't always been one. I've been having dreams about things and stuff like that. lifelong. I can only share with you what I know. But like I said, I don't need your validation. I have God. If you got questions about me, don't go to your religious people. Don't go to people. Go to God. For real. People lie. And I don't mean to be mean about that. But in all honesty, if a person doesn't like a person, I have found, like in my case, people will straight up not tell the truth if they don't have to. Even my own family, which is really heartbreaking. So, it was late June. I met that gentleman. By mid-July, the scam, I guess it's a romance scam. Because when I told him no about that, and I explained to him, I'm homeless. I told him about the gang stalking. He is one person I did tell about the gangs. That I was being harassed. I don't even know if I used for gang stalking. I would have to look, because I did keep my conversations with him in multiple different places. I'm just going to say that. And I don't know if I used that exact terminology. I might have. But I actually got some visions on this man, about him. Somebody trying to take him out. I didn't know if it was him or somebody else. But I shared that with him, but after I said no with that, I noticed he downsized after I told him my story. He's like, I can trust you, right? I can trust you, right? And it was about trust for him. And I'm like, yeah. He's like, well, then send me just $25 for a Apple gift card. I'm like, what part of I'm broke and I need every bit of my money for gas and bills do you not understand? I live in a hotel. I was at that time working for DoorDash, which happens to be the gang stalking enterprise go-to employment capital. They support gang stalking, DoorDash does. It's sad, but it's true. Can't tell you how many people, gang stalkers, use DoorDash. And I've also seen it on, and I've taken pictures of it, so I have it, so don't even try and remove it now. Multiple different platforms on web, on lists of friend lists, DoorDash's CEO, DoorDash CEOs. I mean, it doesn't really matter. What I'm saying here is, this is where I was at, and I was being gang stalked through the DoorDash app. They were stealing my money that way. They were harassing me on the job. They, meaning a group of people here in Rochester, Michigan, Rochester Hills, had taken over the app and were abusing me on the job continually while stealing from me. Absolutely. And I have proof. Tons of proof. But back to that story with the second gentleman. I had told him, if I can't afford my bills, what makes you think I can give you Apple gift cards? Because I'll never forget when he asked me for that. It's like, just send that. Because I can't, I won't be able to call you or talk to you or text or, yeah, because it was all on WhatsApp. If I don't get some help with this scam. I mean, because in my off time, I went over and I checked. I went over and I checked this person's site, their Facebook site, which felt very fake. But on it, bunches and bunches of women. But there was one woman, who had a very different energy. And she stood out. And I took pictures of her. And they had a very special bond. But I know that the second man was doing romance scams with multiple different... This is how he got his people, through this Facebook. And then after we broke up officially, October 2nd of 2025, I noticed that page disappeared completely. Now, I'll admit, I have since checked those WhatsApp numbers, and they belong to African American women. It's like, hello? What? How were you in another continent and now you're, where? Really? You were never there, were you? You were never where you said you were. And I knew that then. Here's the thing, folks. From the very moment I met number 2, I knew he wasn't telling me the truth. I knew he was a paid actor. He was being paid to lie. I could tell he was reading a script, almost. And when I got texts, they would come from different phones, and the demeanor and the tone was different. As if it came... This guy would have to have 14 different personalities, because it was not always him that came through. So... And then there were some videos he sent. 2. And you know, right here on your retina, on your eye, there's a reflective surface. It's highly useful, wouldn't you say, when you're trying to determine if somebody's alone or with other people? Just saying. Or if they're reading off of a teleprompter or a sheet of paper or you know. See, I noticed that with karmic readers too. You know how CIA agents sometimes will have earpieces, but you don't see them, like they're hidden, but they're there because there's something, they're hearing something. Somebody's talking to them, giving them information. It's almost like that with some of these karmic readers. They'll make mistakes, and I've caught several of them, and it's hilarious because they're supposedly gifted. So the second one tried to imprison me by getting me caught up in a romance/financial scam. It failed. And the last thing, I'll just leave it on this, that I'll say about this second one. In the world of counseling, we learn a few terms. And one of those terms is the word projection. People will project out the things they feel within them onto others, like a mirror. Now, spiritually, that doesn't apply the same. And we're going to have a conversation about that for those who don't understand. Because we're talking about karmic men and women versus divine men and women at that point. I'm talking about a karmic man who projected outward onto me at this point. Our last conversation. And the very, very, very last thing he said to me, which left me dumbfounded, completely and utterly, he called me a stalker. I remember in my life, I made the mistake of unblocking him on Facebook. And he had to do the tedious work of blocking me instead. And that made it right for him to call me a stalker. Considering I was going through gang stalking. And he was a part of it, I'm pretty sure. That spoke volumes to me. Along with the song selections that keep coming through these karmics. Especially the song from Seal. don't need to say anymore. That one came recently. I think it was last week. I do know that gang stalking likes to play mind games. They like to control your thoughts, and they like to mess with you. Not me. I give it to God. I'm sovereign in my thoughts and in my mind. I'm sane. I have people who know me, and they know I'm sane. They would stick up for me. They also know what I'm going through. And not all of them are family. You can't say to me that you've never been left out, that you have never been put down, that you've never been ostracized or made to feel lesser than, or pushed around or bullied or picked on for your weight or the way you look, or maybe it's the way you smell or your hair or your height or the lack of. Maybe it's your religion. Maybe it's the way you talk. Maybe you have a speech impediment. Maybe you have a lazy eye. Maybe you wear dentures like I do. Maybe it's the color of your skin. Maybe it's the fact that you're poor. Maybe your mother is the only parent you have, or the father. Maybe that one parent's an alcoholic and you really don't have anybody. Maybe you've been homeless so many times you've lost count. Now that I understand. And you're the people that I want to embrace and that I can help. The people sleeping under bridges. The people whose parents slap them around. The people whose never felt good enough and has many reasons why. Maybe you have an addiction issue. Maybe you use that to cover up the fact that you feel lesser than in every way, shape, and form. Maybe you can't hold down a relationship or a job. And maybe that's tied to a poor childhood. I need you to understand, you weren't created for nothing. Each one of us was created for a reason. And the hardships we suffer, those woundings, the trials, the tribulations, the things that hurt so bad we never think we're going to get away from them. And we want to drink them away, smoke them away, fuck them away. Those are actually the treasure troves. The places where if we could just work to heal on them, that's where we're probably going to be gifted enough to give back. And if that isn't, then we heal it. And you learn to integrate all the things about you that you thought you hated and learn to love. Because in this large universe, there's only one you. One. And you're needed. Regardless of who you are and what you've done. I don't care if you're sitting on a corner holding a sign that says, I'm hungry. Do you have any money you can spare? Or you're sitting in a townhouse or a high-rise penthouse with $1 billion in your bank account. Each one of you has something. And you're here for a reason. You're the heartbeat of this world. And I love all of you. No matter if you love me or not. You're all needed. Each one of you is needed. We're a puzzle, you see. From the scam artist, all the way down to the retailer, to the guy in the BMW, to the guy selling the BMW, to the girl getting the pedicure, to the girl giving the pedicure. It really doesn't matter. If we could all just drop the ego, just lay it down for a second. Right in here. You're a human being first. Don't look at your skin. Don't look at anything. Just feel this. It's beating. It's a heart. Don't think. Don't look. Just feel. You're a part of something so big, and you are essential. You matter. You matter. And that's what people don't say every day to people. They don't say, you know what? You matter and I love you. You're doing a fucking great job. Somewhere along the line, we all lost our humanity. Somewhere along the line, we forgot how to be good parents, good people to one another. We forgot how to socialize. We forgot how to love ourselves, how to love each other, how to be kind, how to show it, how to be it, how to care, how to be good role models, how to be good examples for our kids. I had to lose it all just to get here, folks. And I did it for you guys. I did it for God. because I love everybody. I don't have anything, and I don't want anything. I don't need anything. I got God. Know what I want? It's really simple. Peace. Love. Equality. Fairness. And in a world where I know we can have, do, or be anything, I was placed here to help ensure that we had a fighting chance of getting this somehow, some way. By going through so much damage to my own personal life that I could heal it and then help you guys learn for yourselves. Not that I'm doing anything. You would learn for yourselves how to manifest for yourselves, to rise into your best selves. I want this world to be a better place, and it starts with you. The foundation of anything is that the only person in this world you can control is yourself. You want love? Start loving yourself. You want change? Then be the change. Don't be afraid. Fear is fake. Whatever you want, go for it. You have one life. And we're in an Aries new moon. It's go time, baby. We're all stars. All of us. There's not one person in this world, no matter rank, wealth, nothing, that is any better than anybody else. It's just the way it is. I hope you all win. And I want you all to win. Have a wonderful rest of your Saturday. I'm sending you so much love because I love you. And may blessings flow to you and through you. Sorry about the snap. You can really do whatever you want. You are your only limit. I'm just somebody nobody even knows. But I'm doing things I know are incredible. And if I can do it, so can you. Until next time, be well.